The hits from coast to coast.
Hey man, this is Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes. And Shadow, I'm aching for a blast from the past. So it's time for an American Top 40 flashback.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. Every week, Casey's Top 40 is heard coast to coast and around the world on great radio stations like Better Music Y95, Phoenix, Arizona. Well, now we're up to the latest hit for a band born in a Macon, Georgia cemetery at the graves of two of the founding members of the Allman Brothers. The band is called the Black Crowes, a group praised for its classic brand of old-style rock and roll. The Black Crowes began with a pair of brothers, Chris and Rich Robinson. They grew up in the town of Macon, a city that had been the heart of Southern rock back in the 70s. Macon was the home of Capricorn Records, the label behind popular groups of the time like the Marshall Tucker Band and the biggest of them all, the Allman Brothers. The Allmans were pioneers of Southern rock back in the 70s, but then tragedy struck. In 1971, lead guitarist Duane Allman was killed in a motorcycle crash. Almost a year later, at almost the same spot, bass player Barry Oakley also died in a motorcycle. The two of them were buried side by side in the Rose Hill Cemetery in Macon. The cemetery's a peaceful, serene spot, and Chris and Rich Robinson used to go there to get away from things, to talk about the future and to make plans for their lives. It was sitting next to the graves of Duane Allman and Barry Oakley one day that Chris and Rich decided to follow in the great tradition of the Allman Brothers. They resolved to form a band dedicated to hard-hitting, straight-ahead classic rock and roll, the sort of music that would make the spirits resting in that graveyard proud. And that's exactly what they did. This week, the band born in that graveyard, the band called the Black Crowes, moves up 10 notches to number 26 on Casey's Top 40. This is a song that owes a lot to the sound of groups like the Allman Brothers. It's called Hard to Handle.
Hey, this is Chris from the Black Crowes. Chris Robinson, that is. And you're tuned to The Shadow on American Top 40.
American Top 40.
That's I'm in the Mood by John Lee Hooker and Bonnie Raitt from the Hooks album, The Healer. It also just happens that John Lee Hooker is the living person most admired by the lead singer of the band at number 26 this week on AT40, Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes. A few months back, Chris finally got to meet his all-time idol, and he told us all about it.
Yeah, John Lee, man. I did meet him, yeah, which was, I basically sat there and went, boo. He is the blues, you know, and which to me, I don't really separate the blues and rock and roll too much. All the blues guys do, but I don't. It's the same mentality, same attitude. 73 years old, the guy walks on stage, looks great, has a beer in one hand, sits down and plays for an hour and a half. Come on, man. And to get to meet the guy and shake his hand, it definitely was one of the highlights of my life.
The second Top 40 hit for the Black Crowes entered the Top 40 4 weeks ago at number 36, then moved to number 29, then 28, then 27, and now Hard to Handle moves up to number 26.
Hey, this is Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Peace. More Billboard hits are coming up right here on American Top 40.